Why do I love this figure so much? That's the question, guys. That's the question. I don't know. There's too many reasons why I love the first version of the face of the screaming werewolf. Guys, welcome back to the M.I.B Master Toy Museum. I'll be your curator today. Okay. I am officially in love with the face of the screaming werewolf. I've always been, but if you guys don't know it, I felt the need to produce this video to share why and why this figure is so special to me. This is a fantastic figure because what he lacks in quality as far as more pizzazz with flocking or different outfits, he makes up for in 100% pure charm, pure Mego charm. A figure that simply takes you back to more simpler times. You know, I think about being a kid in the 1970s when I was growing up, and you saw a lot of the cheesy action figures and a lot of the figures that just seemed very generic in nature. And I kind of, this is what the face of the screaming werewolf reminds me of. And I think that's the connection of why I'm so in love with this figure. The pure simplicity of this figure, the pure, the essence of just the generic aura of this figure. This is one of my newer ones. I bought 3 off of Target website like about a week ago when they were, here's 2 and then here's 1. And the cool thing now is, for me, because I have so many of these guys, is I'm just trying to play the numbers game as far as the sticker. So this is my lowest number. Let me just hold him up here. This is my lowest number face of the screaming werewolf, red flannel, first version screaming werewolf figure, Mego figure. 131 out of 10,000. And if you keep buying these guys, the numbers go low. The numbers don't mean a lot to a lot of people for a lot of reasons. I like it. That's just out of the fun part, the collecting aspect. Not monetary value, because I don't sell anything, you know. So, but I thought that was cool. I finally found a super low numbered face of the screaming werewolf Mego figure. 131 out of 10,000. That's what I do down here in my museum. This is my version of playing with my toys. To sit here and to marvel and enjoy, you know, the beauty and the essence of these figures, of having these figures. I remember, and a lot of you guys remember when this figure first came out. Everybody wanted this figure. That was the big talk. Everybody wanted these figures. They wanted the first werewolf, official werewolf Mego release figure in the last 40 years or so. Everybody was talking about this figure. You couldn't find this figure on the Target's website. To this very day, I've never found this figure in the wild, as collectors call it, at Target brick and mortar store locations. I've never found this at a Target store location. All of these guys have come from Target's website, save for one. My good buddy Lou from Collector's Dungeon sent me one as a gift. And I think even he got that one off of Target's website. Thanks, Lou, for that. We appreciate it, buddy. But everybody made a big deal about, this figure. It garnered so much attention. Everybody wanted it. Everybody had to have it. Everybody was excited about it. Rightly so. Like I said, it was. I think it was going to be the third monster released. And we all wanted a werewolf figure, so we were naturally excited about this figure. Now I do that build up because this poor figure was met with such devastating dispute and frustration from the Mego community and the collecting community as a whole. People were absolutely appalled at this figure. A lot of the comments that I read, a lot of the videos that I read from fellow collectors, reviews, and all that from different web pages, fan pages of Migos, people were absolutely frustrated with this figure. People were upset, for one, that it took so long to be able to track this figure down, to add it to their collection. But when they got it, they were frustrated by the clothing. They were frustrated by the paint job. They were frustrated by the head sculpt. They were frustrated. But where they saw just a poor job by Mego, I saw pure, generic, cheesy beauty in every sense of those words. Cheesiness, generic in nature, just beauty. Beautiful. Guys, because I wasn't looking for the 16th Chapel. I wasn't looking for a Hot Toys or a Sideshow Collectibles exact version of the Universal Monster Lon Chaney werewolf. We got Lon Chaney. We got him in a very B negative face of the Screaming Werewolf movie that was shot in Mexico, that was spliced together with some type of a mummy movie that made absolutely no sense whatsoever. It was Lon Chaney's, one of his more forgettable roles, and yet, to me, it's still a cool movie. Guys, we got to have the generic and B-rated movies, because those are the ones that become cult classics. Just by them being so horrible. But once again, connected with this figure, connected with this figure made it that much more cooler. So I think that's more genius on Mego's part in finding it. And making this figure. And connecting this figure with that movie. to me was pure genius. Guys, I want your thoughts. I want your opinions. We want everything. Right underneath this video in the comment section. What's your favorite Mego figure? Why? For what reason? We want to know all of that. How do you feel about the face of the screaming werewolf? The first version, red flannel shirt version. How many do you own? Do you feel as though that this figure has gotten a fair shake? These are the things we want to cover, guys. These are the things we want to discuss with you about this figure in this video. You know the routine, guys. God bless. And keep collecting.